The Bromo is an active somma volcano, a Hindu pilgrimage site, and part of the Tengger Mountains, in East Java, Indonesia. At 2,329 meters it is not the highest peak of the massif, but is the most active and famous. The area is one of the most visited tourist destinations in East Java, and the volcano is included in the Bromo Tengger Semeru National Park. The name Bromo comes from the Javanese pronunciation of Brahma, the Hindu god of creation. At the mouth of the crater, there is an idol of Ganesha, the Hindu god of wisdom, which is being worshipped by the Javanese Hindus. Mount Bromo is located in the middle of a plain called Sea of Sand, a nature reserve that has been protected since 1919. A typical way to visit Mount Bromo is from the nearby mountain village of Semeru. From there it is possible to walk to the volcano in about 45 minutes, but it is also possible to take an organized jeep tour, including stops at the viewpoint of Mount Penanyakan. The sites on Mount Penanyakan can also be reached on foot in about 2 hours. Depending on the level of volcanic activity, the Indonesian Center for Volcanology and Disaster Mitigation sometimes issues a warning not to visit Mount Bromo. The neighboring Mount Batak is often mistaken as Mount Bromo due to its prominence in the caldera, and its position in front of the more flat Bromo crater is viewed from their most popular viewpoints along the northern rim. Mount Bromo erupted in 2004. That eruptive episode led to the death of 2 people who had been hit by rocks from the explosion. On Tuesday the 23rd of November 2010, 16.30 WIB, the Indonesian Center of Volcanology and Geology Hazard Mitigation confirmed the activity status of Mount Bromo at alert, due to increasing tremor activity and shallow volcanic earthquakes at the mountain. Concerns were raised that a volcanic eruption might be likely to occur. As a precaution, local residents and tourists were instructed to remain clear of an area within a radius of 3 kilometers from the caldera, and refugee encampments were erected. The area surrounding the Tengger caldera of Bromo remained off-limits for visitors throughout the remainder of 2010. Bromo started to violently erupt ash on Friday the 26th of November 2010. On the 29th of November 2010, Transport Ministry spokesman Bambang Irvan announced that Malong's domestic airport would be closed until the 4th of December 2010. Malong is a city of about 800,000 people, is about 25 kilometers west of Mount Bromo. Abdul Rachman Saleh Airport normally handles 10 daily domestic flights from the capital Jakarta. Government volcanologist Surono reported that the volcano was spitting columns of ash some 700 meters into the sky. The Tengger caldera was still active in late January 2011, the activity being characterized by fluctuating ongoing eruptions. On the 23rd of January 2011, the Indonesian Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation reported that since the 19th of December 2010 volcanic ash and incandescent material had been thrown up by eruptive activity, resulting in a heavy rain of material that fell around the crater. Continuous eruptions on the 21st of January caused a thin ash fall mainly in the village areas of Nadarejo and Sukapura Wonokerto in Probolinggo Regency. The impact of a heavy rain of volcanic ash from eruptions since the 19th of December 2010 resulted in disruption of normal activities. By early 2011, concerns were being raised about the effect upon the local economy and the potential for long-term environmental and health problems amongst the residents in the locality surrounding Mount Bromo. Due to high seasonal rainfall in January 2011, the potential for lahar and lava flow was raised due to the deposits of volcanic ash, sand and other ejected material that had built up. Mount Bromo showed signs of increasing activity beginning in the 4th of December 2015, when the amount of smoke coming out of the crater intensified. By late November, Mount Bromo began to eject ashes into the air. Indonesian Volcano Monitoring Bureau issued a warning that forbade people from climbing Mount Bromo. Later, the warning was extended into a 1-kilometer exclusion zone, before eventually extended into wider range, which virtually barred visitors from coming down into the caldera floor, which is popularly known as Sansi. On the 14th day of the Hindu festival of Yadnya Kasada, the Tenggerese people of Probolinggo Regency, East Java, travel up the mountain in order to make offerings of fruit, rice, vegetables, flowers and sacrifices of livestock to the mountain gods by throwing them into the caldera of the volcano. The origin of the ritual lies in the 15th century legend. On the sand plain, locally called Sagara Widi, sits a Hindu temple called Pura Luhur Poten. The temple holds a significant importance to the Tenggerese scattered across the mountain villages, such as Nadasari, Wanakaitri, Nadas, Argasari, Ranuprani, Ledak Ambo and Wonokerto. The temple organizes the annual Yadnya Kasada ceremony, which lasts for about 1 month. The major difference between this temple and Balinese ones are the type of stones and building materials. Pura Luhur Poten uses natural black stones from volcanoes nearby, while Balinese temples are mostly made from red bricks. Inside this pura, there are several buildings and enclosures aligned in a mandala zone composition.